Hey folks, welcome back. Now this is a little bit more for the advanced users if you want to start animating the content on your pages, but we've included two things in the template that really help to bring animation to life. One is we've linked in the animate.css. It's probably the most famous or most widely used CSS animation script out there. Right, and to really help your animations come to life, you'll need a reference to this CSS style sheet anyways, or what animation effects are included. So just go to Google, type in animate.css. The first site that comes up is the link right here, animate.css, uh, daneden.github. Just click the link right here, and it takes you to this nice page, and it has this nice little feature right here. Shows you the different animation effects you can use on different components and content within the site. Okay, so that's the first part. Now the second part is those are really cool animations, but how do you trigger them? So you have an animation and you want to animate something on your page. Well, what if that particular thing is below the fold? In other words, it's down lower on the page and your visitor can't actually see it animate, right? Right, so in order to trigger the timing of the animation, let me just give you an example actually, is I'm just going to reload this page right here. So you can see the effect in action. There it is, a bit about right there. That was animated into the page, right? Now if we scroll down and we applied an animation to something lower down, maybe this paragraph here, we want that to sort of fade in into the page. Well, it just using the animate.css alone, as soon as the page is loaded, what it does is it triggers the animation and that would fade in, but the user wouldn't see it fade in because it's below the fold. Now we have something else we've included called wow.js. So if you go to Google wow.js, if you want to learn more about it, we'll just click this first link, reveal animations with scrolling wow.js. We've included this script right here, which as we sort of scroll down the page, you see how things animate as we scroll into view, and you've probably seen this in other websites. And there's several different types of scripts out there. I think that wow.js is the simplest and the easiest to use, so that's why we've included it. Right? There's documentation right here that sort of, if you want to get a little bit more advanced with it, like delay the animations and do other things like that, then you can scroll down here and read more about it. But for the purpose of this exercise, we're just going to show you how to add an animation and then add the wow script to that animation so that it triggers as the user scrolls that particular element of the page into view. So let's just jump into our website here, and here's our about page, which we were looking at a few seconds ago. I'm going to scroll down and we're going to animate this particular title, proven results. Let's animate that into view. So what we want to do is, as an example right here, when we scroll down, we want proven results, this whole thing, we want that to sort of maybe fade in as the user gets to this particular part of the page. So back here, what we do is we find the div tag. You see this one says con heading 5 here, so we select that. That's the, anything else selects the entire thing, so we sort of want to select the highest level div tag for that element. Like I said, it is a little bit more advanced, so right, but we can use a quick tag selector, and then we can use this little drop arrow right here and edit tag. Now we already have a class of con heading 5, so what we can do is right after the heading 5, and in the, still within the quotes right here, is we're going to put our cursor and we're going to hit the space bar. Now we're going to type in the word wow, and this adds the wow animation, that delay factor we're looking for. This adds that for us. Really cool. The next thing we need to do is actually add the animation class that we want to use. Different classes or different effects will work differently, so you need to play around with them to figure out what's going to work best for you. But we go back to our animate.css, and that's why I'm going to suggest you bookmark this page, because you can go through all the different animations. Let's do flip in X. I like that one. Nice and subtle, right? You can play it over. But this is the name of the class right here, flip in X. Notice it's all, there's a lowercase flip, uppercase I, uppercase X. You're going to use this class name. You're going to type that into your page, and you're going to type it in exactly as you see it. So we're going to type the word flip, uppercase I for in, and uppercase X. We're going to hit the little checky box right here. And now we've just added the wow for the delay until the user gets there, and we've added the actual type of animation effect. So let's save our page and preview it. I'm going to go back here. I've got 2 copies of that page open. I'm going to scroll up here and hit refresh on the browser. And then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll on down and just see how that works. Scroll down. Oh, it was pretty quick. So scroll down, and then I'll scroll. There we go. You really didn't see that too well, did you? Because I didn't see it overly well. So one more time, scroll down, and there it is. It was pretty quick and pretty subtle, but excuse me, that's okay, because it gives me the opportunity to show you how to add some of those advanced delays. All right. In other words, because that's such a small piece of text, it uses the flip-in effects, which is, like I said, is very subtle. You'll have to try different ones out. As a matter of fact, I should probably try a different out before I go to my next option here. We use flip-in X. How about slide in right? We'll click save. We'll save the page. I'm going to scroll back up. Boom. And we'll probably see this a little bit better. I'm going to scroll on down, and there you go. You see that? It's a much larger effect. Flip in X was a very small effect. Slide in right, I can even refresh the page, and you can see it slide in there. Okay. Now, I talked a little bit about delaying certain effects because the flip in X was cool, but you know what? It's just too small an effect to really have a big impact. We may need to delay that effect so that the user gets the page more into view before the effect happens. And this is where the wow page, and you may want to document this one or bookmark this one as well, this is where it comes into play. See, we have the class of wow, we have slide in left, then we have this stuff right here. You can copy this right from the wow website documentation pages. Just copy this data wow duration, data wow delay. You can copy that, or just the data wow delay if you want. All right. But it's kind of cool to play around both these numbers. Copy this, go back to your page, right? Click the heading where you're working with. Now what we need to do is, once again, edit our tag. We do there's our heading 5 where we've added the wow slide in right. We're going to click edit tag. Now this time we need to put our cursor outside the closing double quote, hit the space bar, and we're going to paste in the data wow duration and the data wow delay. Now the delay of 5 seconds is a little bit long. I'm going to switch it to 2, and the duration, let's make it 1 second. A 2-second duration is a pretty slow animation, believe it or not. It's unbelievable how long 2 seconds can last. But let's just click the checkbox and we'll save the page, and once again go back to our test page here, refresh, scroll on down, and boom, there it is. It slides in from left to right. Now, like I said, you saw the effect way over here before it slid in. Now, there's a reason for that, and that is because this particular effect, the slide in effect, it doesn't actually fade the item out, right? So it's still visible, right, and just moves it from one location to another. You may want to use an effect such as fade in or fade in right if you want to have the object sort of hidden to start with. So we would go to the edit tag and see where it says slide in right. Now if we did fade in right and go back to our page here, we'll reload it. The object shouldn't be visible until it starts sliding into place. So we'll just scroll on down. Oh, sorry about that, folks. I just had to pause the video, check the technical difficulties because it wasn't working. I realized that the page hadn't saved properly, so that's a lesson to be learned. A little asterisk up here was in view, and I hadn't saved the page. Anyways, long story short, let's go back and actually see how this is supposed to work. Now if we scroll on down the page here, watch this. Now you don't see a heading, and now it slides in, so it fades into view. So like I said, not every style or every animation will work. It depends on what you want to do with it. And it's just a matter of testing things out. But really super cool. It's a great way to bring the user's attention to certain elements on the page as they scroll those elements into view.